So it's nice for me. It's a pleasant surprise to meet someone from Finland.
Yeah.
Suomalainen nainen.
Kiitos. It's very interesting because I haven't met any like people from Portugal. So for me, it's also very nice.
This will all be new to us.
Yes.
But so my first question: we are sitting in Russia, and my first question is, why are you here? And I know it's a broad question, but I have to make it.
Let's make it short, because I decided, or like my emotions about the truth are like very, very on focus, very, very important for me. And I could not just sit and wait and observe what is happening in Europe, or especially in Finland. So I decided to come here, and I got invited actually. So.
And you become involved on the, let's call it, information war.
Yes.
Let's not call it propaganda, because it's not what we are about. We run from that, right?
So of course the information war I started this already like many years ago, and did not even get that I was I was fighting against the Western informations or influences, let's say it that way. But when I faced the last 4 years like a pressure on me and this Russophobia, and I met situations where like I was discriminated because I have some Russian roots, and I was discriminated about my opinion. And my opinion is always, I would like to have like a friendship between the countries, between European countries, and especially Finland, who is the neighbor of Russia. We need it. And it was always like that. And now, I faced the situation that Finland did not accept me. And I'm very thankful to Russia that they got me.
Well, it's good that you talk about Finland, because I was there myself. I've studied there. I have Finnish friends, and I've witnessed great transformation of this society with the recent events. So when I was there, it was big friendship between Finland and Russia. And now you go there and no one wants to hear about Russia. Can you explain what changed, and why do the Finnish people accepted this so strongly?
So I think we need to go back when I was in kindergarten and second grade. There were already children. So I had my best friend were Russian. She was from Petrozavodsk, and I lived in Lappeenranta. It's like on the border, right? Yes. And there they already told her ryssä. It's this very bad word for Russian, like with Russian roots, Russian speakers. This Russophobia, it was there because they always maintained it, because on the argument of what happened in 39,
Winter War.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a little bit like
Talvisota.
Talvisota, exactly. And it was like a little bit hidden. But let's say we had like intelligent people at that point in our parliament and in our government, and also people that they wanted to develop further this friendship relationship with Russia. So, and I think at one point. So I think it's also a little bit everywhere in the Western, so let's in Europe, when they started to like push a little bit of Russophobia in everywhere, like the more of the Western, let's say, sympathy, let's say. And I think when it really hit, it was during coronavirus. When our government could do whatever they needed to do, and they did not have like they haven't had to ask the people or any like this kind of stuff. And of course, about 2014, what happened in Donbass, There were very small information in Finland, but they didn't like do this pushing in the media.
It was the same. I can actually talk a little bit about that because it was the same in Portugal.
Yeah.
It was only brief news on the media. It was not the coverage of 2022.
Yes, and the people, they did not have this, okay, Russia is like, that we are on risk from the Russian side, nothing. Because I know there were some questionnaires. What do you think about Russia? What do you think about NATO? And the people were like, yeah, why? Why should we join NATO? It's fine. There is any danger from Russia. And then a little bit before Corona and during Corona, they really started. And as I always tell, the Finnish mentality is a little bit like they really trust the government, because we have like several years we got the prize of the happiest, luckiest country. And yeah.
Well, but
and it worked out.
Your country is actually has good standard of living, so it's understandable why people.
It was
trust
perfect.
It. Yeah.
I would say not perfect, but if you have like this. If you compare it to other countries, they have a really nice system for children, for the students, for also the economical stuff. Already was in place. Like, everything was in place. We did not have like a lot of millionaires or something. We had this middle sector of the salaries. It was very developed. So it was very fine.
But what about the critical thinking?
Nothing. I mean, critical thinking. I think people were like so stable, and it wasn't like motivated. I think it was still this sympathy to the Western. I mean, you have the iPhone, you have the Nike, you have the everything on that. You have this lifestyle which is like coming from the media. You have these great universities, all those movies. I mean, what kind of critical thinking? You have already the sympathy with the West.
Yeah.
And what do we do? What do we see in the movies? It's always Russia who is like the enemy, the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And so how do you see that Finland will ever change? Do you think it will take a war for them to understand? Do you think a repetition of continuation war will occur? How do you foresee this?
I am very concerned because so when I moved back to Finland in 2022 in August, I already had this feeling, okay, so it was before NATO, but we knew, okay, it could happen. And in 23 it happened, and then we closed the borders. For me, this was a sign, okay, now people are like ready for everything what the government is telling us. Because when I talk to the people, what is the, I don't know, what are the perspectives, or what is the positive thing on joining NATO? They did not know. They did not know. It's like, yeah, but Russia. What have Russia done to us? Nothing. And now, as we see, we have a big amount of people they don't have any work. We have a very big percentage of who lost their jobs, and they cannot find any other, because our companies are closed. They're closing. Our economical status is horrible, miserable, and the only thing what Finland is now like developing is the military. They are motivating young people. So if you normally need to need to do this exam to get to the university, so now you can join just the army for like a basic courses, and then you can go to the university. Okay. But you understand what this means. If you're once in army of NATO, then it's like
then you go to war.
You're a member.
So they are militarizing Finland, right?
Exactly. And the second thing is, as we have a lot of people without jobs, they are now also motivating them. You can join the army.
This is what I was thinking,
make a contract, and you have there like some nice benefits. And I mean, where else do you need to go? Like where else people will go, because they have bills. and our this percentage what they are getting on money, like it's not enough. It's not enough to pay rent. It's not enough to pay bills. It's not enough to pay food. So I think people will go, and we have already the two in the stations of NATO. We have the in Rovaniemi and Sodankylä, and 15 other are discussed now. Yeah, that they will come to Finland. So the military will be, and I am very concerned because, of course, the provocation will be from the Western side. I don't know what people are thinking. I don't know what people are waiting. There are some demonstrations. I'm seeing them, but they're like 15 people, 20 people.
That's what I was about to ask you, if there are people reacting to this, because it's too obvious now that the one thing is to talk bad about Russia, and the other thing is to actually take this aggressive action against your neighbor.
And when they were talking or asking last year, I think, or 2 years ago, the people who were already in the army or who were starting, would you go to Ukraine? And they were all like, no, I don't know. But if someone wants to, they can. So I think people are, of course, scared. They understand. But as they're pushing this great, it's like Trump. Let's make Finland great again. Yeah, the Stubb is telling in the media that we are like one of the biggest and best armies in Europe.
Stubb is a prime minister.
Exactly, Alexander Stubb. Yeah.
Prime minister or president?
President. He's the president.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all this that you tell me is unfortunate. And so, could you tell me what actually happened to you? When we talk about Russia and Europe, what people normally tell me is that there's no freedom in Russia, and we are the ones who have freedom. Tell me your own story, your own experience.
Okay, so let's start maybe with small stuff in Switzerland. As I lived there 23 years, we organized some demonstrations. It's like a very friendly meeting in Zurich or in Basel. In 2014, it was like, of course, you need to go to administration stuff. It needs to be approved, and you need to pay for that. It's fine. For Donbass, so that people are getting this information, right? What is actually happening there. And then the first 2-3 demonstrations were fine, and then they got it. Okay, what we are talking about. So the government got it, and then they started to this you cannot tell, like Poroshenko is a fascist. I could not tell. It was like forbidden. Some of the words were forbidden, and you could not tell everything on the demonstration what you would like to. It was very like...
So you were not entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, basically. Exactly. Then the people in 2022, they got crazy, even also in Switzerland. It's like they knew myself for maybe over 10 years, because I lived in a small city where 20,000 people are living. And then one day I'm going to get a coffee, and the waitress was like very like
aggressive.
Exactly. She's like, you have a horrible person there in Russia. He's killing children. And I was like, what I have done now? I would like just to get a coffee. Also some physical conflicts, like if I was speaking Russian, or people who knew I am Russian, like as my mom is Russian. So and I decided to go back to Finland, because I am Finnish citizen, and I was hoping that there in Finland I could like let's say, consume my rights, right? To criticize,
exercise your freedom.
Exactly. Criticize the government and have like this my opinion and try to do something. But in 2023, I got fired the first time, because I had some like, as they told, no, they didn't tell me anything, but of course I have some activities in my social media. I still try to show people look what I have said in 2015, and now you're telling the other stuff. So like, it's very controversial how you could not notice this then, but now you're like eating this whole media stuff up. And then in 2025, so I got a new job. Luckily, I was there for 2 years, but there were always some Russia-phobic comments. And I did not react on that for 2 years. And then I was like, okay, now I cannot. I asked my my boss, like, could we do something about that? Like, because it's really not nice. You know what then happened? They called me and they said, you need to come to the office. And I was like, okay, what's the concern or what's the topic? We could not tell you. We cannot tell you. I was like, okay. I was invited in a big meeting room. I did not have the right to go through the office, so nobody could see me. I was invited there, and they told me, because I have pro-Russian propaganda on my social media, they knew, but for 2 years they didn't say anything. But at that point, when I started to have questions or concerns, or something, they used it.
Okay.
And yeah, and I was fired, and I was like, I don't know.
So you were fired for posting what you think on your own social media.
Exactly. And I asked him to show me what's the problem. What's the problem with my comments or with my presentation, because I did not have any aggressive thing there. It was always criticizing Finland. So look what is happening. Look how it's like degrading our like economy, our people, the possibilities, the students. All this is like, the level is very degrading. That's what I was always telling.
Okay.
And that we need to maintain the friendship with Russia, because there was any kind of provocation from Russian side or any kind of concern or risk. So that's why I didn't.
So I'm sure the Finnish economy has suffered a lot also with the closing of the border, because you had
Especially
a lot of
then.
economical exchange there.
Yes, especially then.
Yeah. So it's very nice. Thank you for talking to me. And please tell me your name, because
Salli.
Salli.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have any last statement, or so we wrap it up.
So what I would like to say, it does not have to come at my point. So what happened with me? There is still hope if people are motivated to influence or change something in their country. It's not only about Finland, it's also about the other European countries. We can, but we need to do it together. Because if we stay still, silent, then of course the government will do with us whatever they want.
And then it's war.
Yes, and they need to think about who is like getting the benefits of that we are arguing with each other.
Thank you.
Thank you.